for the... Hey, there it is. Good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday. July 12th. I checked. 2022. My name is Terry Morgan, and we're here to practice Baguazhang. 8 palm changes. We have been working on the first palm change. We're going to continue working on the first palm change. There are some stepping methods that we need to be paying attention to. The hand methods we need to pay attention to. And the basic idea of walking a circle. We need to pay attention to that too. We have some additional stretches that we're going to get started with right now. And fingers crossed, I spent some time working on my machine. And there it goes. I brought my glasses though. So, let's... Well, maybe not. I don't know. We're going to find out. All right, so the technical issues, and I don't want to belabor that today. I did that yesterday. I don't want to do that today. Fingers crossed. Technical issues. I worked on my machine again. Open up some space. Do some things. It'd be ideal if I had better equipment, but that's what I'm working with what I got here. So that's the number one. Number two, I had looked at, can't do anything with, but I seriously looked at the connection speed that I had to send things out, and that's also a problem. That one I can't do anything about, but the machine here, I worked on it. Bend the knees. We're gonna do stretches. We're not gonna play with the machine today. Okay? We're not doing that. Stretches. Bend the knees. Wiggle fingers. Wiggle the toes. Shoulders down. Pull up through the crown of the head. And circle the front. Back around both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out. Pull up, keep the shoulders down. Even as you reach the arms, keep the shoulders down. Like somebody's got their hands on your shoulders and they're going to stay still. Reach up, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips. Keep going. Yeah, I'm looking at the machine over there. It's... Keep going. Roll down through the spine. Use your legs as you come up. One more. Hands return to your sides. Don't stop. Keep going. Come on up one more time. Turn to your left. I'm going to go to my right. Over the leg. Bend the knees. Not a lot, just enough. Keep going. Big circle. Shoulders down. Come on up. One more. To the other side. Center, and I'm going to my left. You're going to go to your right. Reach out over the legs. Use the hips. And one more. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, hands return to your sides. All right, so I'm checking the machine over. I'm going to get some coffee in a second. Fingers crossed. Every time I do this, every time I think it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, it's not fine. So it's still fine. This the situation with the equipment and all of that is something that I'd like to be resolved. Well, it ain't got, so far we're good. I cleaned up I did a lot of work on the machines. I did. And my hope is that today's class doesn't have any of the difficulties that we had with yesterday's class. And by the way, I did record, and there is a Bagua video for yesterday's class. It doesn't have all of the issues, okay? So I recorded it offline, and then I posted it yesterday. So I'm going to review a bit. I said yesterday, and I made this clear. This week, we're working on the first palm change. We may be working on the first palm change next week too. As we move forward, as we get to the second and the third and the fourth, the basic things that we're paying attention to right now will become a whole lot more important. And I won't be stopping to cover them. I'm going to keep going. So now's the time for all the basic stuff. We have 3 stepping methods and our basic hand methods. Stepping methods, I'm going to practice this in just a second. And I'm watching the systems here, and so far, anybody want to send me a new laptop? I'd be happy to swap this out. It just because. All right, bend the knees. All right, feet together, bend the knees. Slide step. Slide step. Slide step. That noise, you want that. The feet should brush each other. Not hard, and not so as to wear some blisters on your ankle or anything, but that little bit of a brush by as you step. As we move faster, we tend to not do that so much. Part of what we want, I'm here. I'm going to say this the other way. This is what we don't want. You see where my feet went? It's over here. This step front, and that step, over there. Now, that's supposed to go over here. Keeping this path, right, is one of the things that we want to do. Second step that I introduced is a hook step. This is how we make the circle. Right? So, left foot front, right foot hook. As I transfer my weight, the left goes forward, straight, brush against the right. Here, brush against the right, right foot hooks. With that hook step, and then you notice that I have to turn. That's what the step does. You're supposed to do. right? So as I step, left leg straight, right foot hook. Left straight, right foot hook. The inside foot, whichever foot is to the inside. If I go the other way, left foot hook, right foot straight. That, and I could, another 10 feet of space here between me and the camera would be good. There's a wall there. I can't do that. As I step, this straight, this is my inside foot. I'm going this way. Outside foot hooks. Foot brushes and hooks. That hook step comes from the hip, not from the foot. Okay? So you're not trying to not trying to close this up and somehow from the knee down just put your foot there. No, it starts up here. This turns, the leg turns in the hip. Put your hand here on the hip. And this, you want to feel the top of your leg bone. Okay? So just below the ridge in your hip, there's a space. Give or take about this much bone for your hip. Right below that, there's a big space. That's where your leg is, right? Turn your leg. Just turn your leg. That's what you want to pay attention to. Here. Turn. Just turn the leg. That little bit makes the difference, right? Everything is just that little bit. So if I'm here and all I do is turn my foot, I don't have much of a step. Here, I do. And with that motion, with that idea, the back foot pushes forward. And you keep going. It's here in Tai Chi. This Tai Chi stance. My back leg pushes forward. My front leg pushes back. I set here to be solid. In Bagua, it's here. This pushes out, this pushes in, this pushes front, this pushes back, and we have to hold through the center. This has to hold. If we don't, when you turn your hips here, your butt sticks out. That's what happens. Checking the settings and a couple other things here. The turn in the hip needs to be open so that as we turn the leg, you don't do this, right? We don't want this. We want this. Okay. That depends on opening the hip. All right. So far, I was sipping coffee and checking on the equipment at the same time. So far, fingers crossed, the third stepping method that we have is this, what I call the crab step, sidewalk. You open and close, open and close, open and close, open and close. Notice that this turn, and I've picked up my foot for a reason as I'm doing this. This turn happens more here. Just turn. if I had dirt here, there'd be a fan shape for my foot. That, turn the leg. Turn the leg. As we do that, this open, close, open, close. The footwork is exactly what we use in walking the circle. That's how we stop and we change direction. So if I'm walking this circle, right? Keep going. Let me do one more. Close to the inside. Most of the time, I'm going to close to the outside, not to the inside. So take that back. Most of the time, I am going to close to the inside. I'm here. There is close to the outside. That does exist. And palm change 3 that we're going to pay attention to on that. As we're walking the circle, there's a tendency to get pulled in. Okay? It's physics. That's the way that it works. So we do two things. As we're here, Bagua, I've talked about this before with the stretches and the idea that Bagua is twisted. Twist. Twist. So that your chest, if this is straight, right, my chest should be at about 45. My inside hand is going to be 90. Right? Here's what it looks like when I'm standing straight forward. This is straight forward. And turn. And straight forward. And turn. Turn through the hip. Turn through the waist. Turn through the ribs. Turn through the shoulders. Look at your fingers. Okay? That position is the first thing that gives us stability as we're going around. If I try to be straight, I'm not going to walk a circle. I'm not even close. Right? I have to turn. That turn with the step, right? It's Bagua. This is a circle on a circle. So we're walking the circle and we make another. It's all on a circle. Hang on a second. I'm checking. I have still no error. Yay. This is a good thing. All right. The part of the reason, I'm going to say this again, part of the reason that I am beating up on these basics right now is because I'm not going to beat up on them as we keep going. The expectation is that circle walking is something we can do. Every class, no. I will point out, the same as I do with everything else, I will point out those things that are important as we keep paying attention to them. So this walk the circle. And I've just got my hands at my waist. I'm not doing anything with my hands right here. That emphasis on the footwork. It's how we get to do the turns. If the footwork is not there, the turn won't be there either. All right, let's do slide walk and the side walk, the crab walk. A couple of times, feet together, stand straight. Hands at your sides. And sink. On the right, left foot slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around. Come back, left foot slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around. Right foot slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around. Right side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That step, I'm limited by the space that I have, right? We're always going to be limited by the space that we have. If we go outside, we go to a bigger room, we can keep going. The practice method, sliding step, do 50. Not 5, 50, right? The more that we pay attention to that one fundamental, okay, and I just lost something over here. I'm going to slow down. There, it's back. All right. The more that we pay attention to this one fundamental thing, the easier everything else is. Everything else depends on this. Right? And I know I keep saying that, but that's what it is. The same thing here. As we open, this foot has to be planted well. Stick it. If you don't, when we turn around the foot, you fall over. Okay? The turn happens around the leg. So it's like you have I've got a post here, and I've got a piece of cloth tied to the post. And this cloth can move over here, and it can come around to the other side. All right? The post didn't move. The cloth moved around it. That's the idea here. Plant it, move around it. Plant it, move around it. That is so necessary to what we're doing in Bagua. Right? As I walk the circle, plant it, bring this around. There is considerably more energy the more I walk that circle. Physics, it builds up. So if this foot, this one right here, I'm going to turn around it. I'm going to turn around this foot. If it's not well placed, and you might have seen part of that because it wasn't well placed. That was. Sink, don't come up. Right? Sink and turn around the foot. No, we don't. We unless it's deliberate, Bagua does not go up and down. Okay, so just to be clear, let me show you this. This is no. Don't do this. Don't even do this. Okay? Okay? I look like a duck. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? So we don't, once we're here, we stay there. Right? Not much going on. I've got my hands right here. You can see. There's not much going on in my upper body. I'm paying a lot of attention to my legs. That stepping method. Slide the foot. A lot of work going on in the hip to do this. A lot of work going on in the knee and in the ankle. The ankle has to flex. In order to keep this smooth, the ankle bone has to do a lot of this. It's not visible. Pay attention to what your ankle is doing. Just your ankle. Go real slow. Right foot, slide it forward. A little bit of an opening in the front. A little bit more as the foot extends. That's the human body. The ankle is several little bones, not any one big bone. All of those open and they work together for the foot slide. The knee has to be flexible to extend and come back, right? And the hip has to be open so the leg can move. We push from the back to speed up, especially when we're walking the circle. Straight walk, the same idea. Push from the back. Let me try that again. Here, and I will push from my right leg. And notice that as I took that step, there was a little bit raise in my left heel as I went through. No, heel stays down. So here, this foot, no, yes. Comes from here, comes through. That slide happens in the hip. Right here. That openness that we want. And we didn't do, I realized now I didn't do the leg set this morning, but we're not going to do it. We're going to keep on. That opening. Open the hip. Let the leg work under you. Is something that we use in each and every palm change. We use it every time we step, regardless of what we step, whatever the step is. Right? Again, the ability, excuse me, sorry. The ability to master, become good at, develop skills with, these basics give you the foundation for everything else. I can't stress it strongly enough, and if you're watching, you're hearing me again say this, the foundations matter. If you have no foundation, the advanced work will never achieve a truly advanced level. You can pretend it won't be there. Foundations will give it to you. No foundation, you can't have it. Work on the foundation and it'll just come. That let it come, wait for it, building up your skills. That idea is foreign to my upbringing. Oh, no, I'm not going to wait for it. I'm going to go get it. Let me go. No, we can't do that. It doesn't work. We build up the skills, we build up, we keep working, and then we look back and we realize that I'm not a beginner anymore. That's what we want. We don't want the, oh, gimme, 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 right? I've talked about that at length. I guarantee you this is going to go faster, so enjoy the slow time. Alright. We have our sidewalk that we're going to do right now. Pay attention to spotting so that as you turn, the place that you're looking is the last that you leave, and the place you're going to is the first that you see. Spot. Feet together, sideways. Spot. Pay attention to what's directly in front of you and directly behind where you're going. Keep the head well placed and balanced. Ready. Bend the knees just a little bit. And open with the right. And turn. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That turn around the leg. Spot. We need that for all of our turns. Wait, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go around in circles, and I'm going to go around in circles, and I'm going to go around in circles, and I'm going to get dizzy. No. This hand, right here. Center of the circle is where I've focused. As I'm moving, paying attention to the center of the circle. We're going to do this together. We're going to go the other way. Pay attention to sliding the step. Pay attention to hooking the foot. Pay attention to the center of the circle. I'm going to start out slowly. So, left hand to the center. Left foot front. Turn to the center. Straight. Turn. Center. Little. Not a big step. Keep that hand in the center. Don't let it go anywhere. As if you're walking around. I've got a pole here, and I'm going to hold on to it. Seriously. See my fist? All right. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go a little bit faster. As we move more quickly, the footwork and the body placement need to be there. We'll fall over. We'll also get pulled in. It's basic physics. As we go around, there is the tendency to do this. Right? It's physics, again. Think of a slingshot. That's physics. That's also part of what we're doing in Bagua. That slingshot effect. Oh yeah. So, as we're moving, staying centered, this twist keeps us in balance. It keeps the upper body in balance. So, from here, I'm here, I am going to fall in. It's just not going to happen. Here, not only can I walk a circle, I'm not going to fall into it. The side that's to the inside has to hold. The side that's to the outside has to pull down. So this pulls up, this pulls down. Twist. Pull up, pull down. This pull down to the outside gives you stability, and it keeps you from falling to the inside. Right? That's the goal. That nice, stable, I can turn in any direction without having to worry about it. Because my stepping method is correct, and my body is in a correct position for Bagua. Now, some of what we're doing in Bagua, just to point that out, and I'm checking over here, it's still working. It's still working. All right. The position, body position, foot position, gives us the step. If I don't bring my hip around, if I don't bring my shoulders with me, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to leave my hip behind. I did some little funky thing to get to that position. Leave the hip behind again. Leave the shoulder behind. No. Everything has to work together to spin. Think about it. Just spin. All right, now, hands. This one out here. Nose, shoulder, no higher than your nose. Okay? We want a drop between the shoulder and the elbow. No. Yes. Again, no. Yes. No. Yes. This hand position. So, in Tai Chi we have this position. So we talk about the beautiful lady's wrist. So the wrist is nice rounded, smooth line. Beautiful lady's wrist, right? In Xingyi, we set the heel of the hand. We want this down. We're going forward with this. This goes out. Okay? This is Xingyi. So, Tai Chi, Xingyi, Bagua. Not too much, not too little. It's in the middle. This is the image that Professor Liu used for the internal dragon. Xingyi is the head, Tai Chi is the tail, Bagua is the middle. Tai Chi is predominantly defensive. It can be, yeah, it's not that it can't be offensive, it's predominantly defensive. There are the movements in Tai Chi, everything we do in Tai Chi is based on what somebody else is doing. It's a reaction. This comes, this goes. Tai Chi tends to be not aggressive. We don't. If you meet people that practice Tai Chi, we're not the loud group over there. We're the quiet ones over in the corner someplace, right? We are. At tournament, that's how you can find where the Tai Chi players are. It's the quiet corner, right? It is. The development that we want. Tai Chi, Bagua. And I'm talking about this idea of defensive. Tai Chi tends to be predominantly defensive. Xingyi tends to be the opposite. Okay? It's not that it can't be, defensive, but Xingyi tends to go. It's just going. It's not going to wait. It's not, there's no, okay? Bagua has both. Bagua's, I don't know, which way do I want to go? I can be more aggressive. I can be more responsive. I can be more aggressive. I can be more passive. I can be more gentle. And I can not be more gentle. Depends on where I am in that turn, and the same as everything else, it's application. So if I'm paying attention to an application, yeah, probably not going to be gentle. This idea that Bagua can go either way, we want to extend that a little bit with our movements. Go to the right, and go to the left. And we're going to do this right now. This turning is what we do at the very beginning. I'm here. This is the very beginning of Bagua. Face the inside of the circle. Salute. We're going to do this in a minute. Open the left and turn and come around. You want to try and keep this up a little bit so it's not so much down. That's my fault, right? That's one of the things that is one of my faults. I tend to drop my elbow as it goes out. Elbow goes down, hand goes out. That is something that again, everybody has something that they have to pay attention to. This is mine. As we move, this is more or less where we want the arms to end up. Right side, left side. Okay? No? Yeah? So this stays down and open as the arms close. That simple movement, foundation for everything we're doing. We do this every palm change. Okay. I'm going to turn around. We're going to do this right side, left side. Let's do eight. Stand straight. Feet about shoulder width apart. Bend the knees just a little bit. Set your stance. Everything is going to work through the waist and the hips. We're working on the upper body right now. Turn to the left, open to the right. Ready? Arms open. Pull up. Turn to the left, open to the right. Arms down. Turn to the left, open to the right. Arms down. Turn. Again. That's 4. 5. Remember to look behind you and then look where you're going. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Last time. Other side. Look behind you. Put the hands down. I didn't do that for the first couple. Put the hands down. Hands at your sides. And turn. Hands down. And turn. Hands down. Again. 1, 2. 1, 2. Last time. 1, 2. All right. Relax. Turn waist. 1, 2. Turn the waist. Right? This turning moves the hands. It's not I'm going to do this with my hands. Actually comes from the lower Tantian. We're going to talk about that later, but the idea is that as I'm turning, I use that circle to move my hands. Connecting that is part of what we're working on, right? It's not an instant, oh, she did that, now I know it and I can do it. I would like it to be instant, but it's not. The internal arts, internal work, right, takes practice. It takes making those connections through the body so that as we move, the whole body works, not just one part, not just this part, not just the foot, not just the hand. Everything moves. All right, we have the first palm change. Face the center of the circle, bend, open, come around, open to the center, and walk. Each move, sink, open, set the foot, set the foot, right? So you can spin around it. Here. That dynamic changes when we add the hands. There's more, right? There's more energy in that spin. Do slowly, 3 times. Feet together, stand straight. We're going to open to the left. Hands at your sides. Bend the knees, sink, open the toes, turn around. With the hands, bend the knees, sink, open, close, look behind, sink, open, close. One more. Sink, open, close. A little faster. Stand straight. Pay attention to holding through the center. Pay attention to holding through the sides. Pay attention to keeping your shoulders down and your body straight. Ready? Breathe in. Relax. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in one more time. And breathe out. Ready? Breathe in. Set. And turn. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Feet together, stand straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. If, and you may have seen it just a little bit, if we're not well placed, the force of the turn will throw us off balance. Even a little bit, it will take your balance. That centering through the center of the body, holding the center here, makes all the difference. Whether you can go fast, whether you can go slow, or whether you can turn quickly. I mean, say that again. Fast or slow, not so much. If you can turn quickly, this is holding. If you're off balance, something's not holding where it should be. All right, let's go to the other side. Right? Bend the knees, open, close. Come back to center, feet together, open to right, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, sink, open, and close. Again, relax, breathe in, breathe out. And breathe in, open, breathe out, close. So as I'll do this with the, make it audible. Shi Hu Shi Hu. That breath rhythm. Breathe in, open, and breathe out, close. Gives us an additional dynamic to what we're doing. That extension of the breath through the turn, right, makes it go faster. And I use my hands a lot to show the kind of motion, because sometimes it's not as easy to see if I'm doing it compared to what you can see through my hands. I will also, let me sip coffee here. I'm also going to be including some pictures and diagrams for Bagua in this new newsletter that I've just started. It's up on the website, it's free, it's called Threads. Finding the threads, weaving the threads. Weaving the threads, I think is what I ended up with. As we work through practice, as we work through what we're doing, those threads come together. One of the things that we want to pay attention to, particularly in Bagua, is that notion of circle and the space within. So not only the space within me, my form, where's my center, where's my balance, where's my body, and where's my turn, is everything in the correct position. Where's the center of the circle? Right? I talked about that, and we're in practices right now. I talked about that a little bit with this notion of I've got a pole, and the pole stays right there where it is, and I walk around it. Okay? My hand doesn't go. My hand pretty much stays in the middle, and I walk around it. Now, a little bit larger circle, my hand's not going to stay right there in the middle. It's going to be close. Right? This hand stays as we walk around. So this doesn't, we're not doing this. When we turn, we do. Just doesn't wave. Stay there. Just slightly to the front. All right. The opening, stand straight. We're going to open to the left. Open left. Turn. We just did this. Now we're going to come around. All right. As we come around, I'm going to open left, go this way. Right here. Open and set. From here, it's not straight. There's a circle. And it stays within your own frame. So, no. I'm here. Here's my hand. No. No. At too much, too little, just right. Bagua's in the middle. Just right. Not too much, not too little, just right. Hands work together. Let me slow this down. From here. It's not a big circle. The foot placement, body placement, where's your hands, where's the circle, twist, start to the left, face the center of the circle, and walk the circle. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink. Open the left. Open the hands and turn. Look behind you. Circle. Come back to the center. Turn the foot. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the left foot around. Close the hand. Circle here. Lower hand. It's a very small movement, comes with. So this is not doing all that much. I'm here, I'm here. Both hands come down, drop down, center line, palms up. Notice that I've turned my foot over here. To step out. Here. To here. This happens quickly. Bagua doesn't move that slow. Okay? So, as I've stopped here, up, and we do have a little bit of that, and I talked about this up and down. We do want this up. This is, I'm uprooting somebody and I'm going to throw them. Right? Up. There you go. Up. Goodbye. That. Here. Up. Go. Arm. Could be a leg, but probably not. Okay. Arm. This twists and goes. That motion, again, it's not slow. It's not. We don't move slowly in Bagua. The dynamic that we want to pay attention to requires that we be centered, because we're doing this on a turn. Okay? As we come out here, the next step is to close and open to the other side. All right? Show this one time, then we'll do it together. This is the first palm change. I'm going to go to the left side, go to the right side. And turn. Come around. Stop. In, up, out, close, and go the other way. Stop, close, go the other way. I said, I'm going to slow it down, we're going to do this together. Each time we stop, we collect that energy that we built up as we're walking the circle. That it does build up. We need to collect it, bring it in, and then send it out again. In, out, bring it back, send it out again. That sense of turn and go is part of what we want. In Xingyi, we have pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in, ready, and go. It's bone twine. In Bagua, we have turn, 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 and spin it out. That turn, 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 and stop, go the other way. Feet together, stand straight. Open to the left, walk the circle. First palm change, walk the circle back to the right. First palm change again. I'm going to take it easy. Salute. Sink. Open. And close. To the center. Walk circle. Inside foot to the front. Close around it. Sink. Step out. Close. Around this foot. Other side. Ready? Go. Inside foot to the front. Pull it in, up, out, and close. Turn. Keep going. One. Right foot front. Close. Up. I'm on the left now. Step. Ready? Go. Circle. Left foot front. Close the right. Up. Step out. Close. All right, relax for a second. I'm going to do this again a little bit faster. A little bit faster. Pay attention to keeping the body straight. Pay attention to turning around the planted leg. I planted this. I'm going to turn around it. Right? Pay attention to how we shift. It's not obvious. Here. Shift the weight onto the left to pull up, ready to step right. Set the heel, hold the floor. Ready. That placement gives you more strength than you would have otherwise. It also governs where your foot can go. Right? My foot's here. This is going to hold. I'm going to step here. How wide can I step? Well, depends on my legs, really. And we don't want this overreach that puts us off balance. Because you're moving too fast to put yourself off balance. Okay? Right side, left side. Pay attention to your step. Pay attention to your placement. Pay attention to this idea of centering through the middle of the body. Right here, this center line. Pay attention to working around whichever your supporting leg is. So if I'm on this leg, I'm working around it. I'm on this leg, I'm working around it. Think basketball, and I don't want to get a fault for traveling, right? How much can I move my foot? And in basketball, right? And how much can I move my foot? Which foot can I move without getting a fault for stepping without dribbling the ball? Basketball has these rules. I played for years. I played as a kid. Really. That idea of planting the foot and moving around it. When we're moving quickly, the energy has to go up and down. We don't necessarily move up and down, but it's the only place for it to go until we move to send it out somewhere else. Okay? It has to go somewhere. It's, again, fundamental physics. It has to go somewhere. Excuse me. All right. Just a little bit faster, both sides. Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head, shoulders down and relaxed. Pay attention to your feet. Pay attention to your center. Salute. Relax the breath. Keep the shoulders down. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in again. Breathe out. And relax. Ready and set. Turn. Open and walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Set and turn. Up. Out to the other side. And turn around. And go 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted wrong. Other side. Turn. Keep going. Right foot front. Come to center. Up. Out. Turn around. Left. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Plant it. Come in. Out. And turn. Keep going. Plant it. And go. Stay centered. Stay focused on your center. And move. Go. Turn around. Keep going. Center. Go. Right foot. Come around. Left foot. All right. Relax. Stop. Oh, no, I want to keep going. You should feel that. You should feel that. Takes a lot of work. It does. This. Taiji. Relax. Nice flowing movement. Right? Nice and flowing. We don't want to necessarily move quickly. This is a fast form, but we don't normally practice that. We practice slowly. Not really sweating, not the same kind of exertion. In Xingyi, we're looking for precision. I'm here and I'm going there. In Bagua, we're building that energy. Let me do something with this. What am I going to do with that? I don't know. Throw it out there. idea. Building and being able to pull it in and do something with it. Whether I pull it in and keep it, whether I pull it in and send it back out again. Either way, I'm building up that energy. And Xingyi takes a lot of work to get that precision, to build the strength that we want to bring to Xingyi. Taiji takes an effort to build that suppleness, that sense of flow that we want in our movements. Bagua, if you're looking to exert yourself and you want to sweat a little bit, great exercise. All right, this turning isn't quiet. The body stays quiet. Movement's not. It's very dynamic. Quiet movement. Right? Very quiet. Just a little bit. It's quiet. Now, more dynamic. I used by Taikian. That dynamic, I'm going. Whole body goes with. If we're not paying attention to placement, if we're not, I'm beating up on this a lot, I know, but not paying attention to placement, we're not paying attention to body alignment. When we stop, something has to go somewhere, right? Build up this energy, build it up, build it up, build it up, now we stop. Oh, where did it go? Again, pull it in, up and down, so that you extend through the legs into the root. Your heel, your toes, Yongchuan in the base of the foot is open, the toes grip the ground. Extend down. Center pulls up and in. The spine is straight even though it's turned, right? So this is straight, this turns. Up. This goes down. We had this in the second bone change. I got something here, and I got something here, and I'm gonna break it. Down, up. Here. Set. This goes up. That split up and down is the kind of dynamic that we need to use when we stop. Either you have to stop or you have to spin. Those are your only two options. You've got to keep moving. You have to, excuse me, when you stop, you have to direct the energy somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to keep moving. So, you can clarify that, but I'm going to say it again. When we stop, that energy has to go somewhere. Otherwise, we're going to keep moving. That up and down. Right here. Set down, up through the back, down through the front. The clarity that we have is important. And I just noticed I got a comment over here. Passive is the word. It's not open for debate. Okay? Receptive is a different kind of thing. Receptive is active. Passive is not. I'm quiet. I'm not ready to receive anything. If I'm ready to receive, I'm not going to be quiet. Come on. If I'm passive, everything's fine, whatever is going on, it's all fine. Let's do what we need to do. The idea of receptive in Bagua. We have the trigram, the 3 broken lines, kun, the receptive, qian, creative. This terminology has its root in the philosophy behind Bagua. In practice, we pay attention, I pay attention to what we're doing in the movement. And every movement has a martial application. Everything that we're doing, there's some element of martial art in what we're doing. So this passive, receptive, again, I'm receptive. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to hear something. I'm in an active state. I'm ready to receive. I'm passive. Whatever, doesn't matter. Really, that difference is one of those little tiny distinctions that can make all the difference in how we move and how we practice. So if I have this notion of being very active versus passive, my active movement right? I'm very active. Everything is active. That is fundamental to Bagua. My understanding of Bagua, I don't know, 20 odd years? 20-ish. I can go back a little more, but I've only really practiced for 25 years for Bagua. Taiji I go back 40, but I'm little less than Bagua. I had to learn it, right? I went to China to learn it, right? That that effort, again, you can go back to passive, active. Very active movement. And stop. What am I doing when I stop? I'm still active. I'm actively going to bring that energy in and keep it or send it back out. And I'm going to, just one more. The idea that we're going to be active or passive. Doing something, not doing something. I'm receiving something, I'm active. I'm really. That doing anything is active. Not doing, passive. Trying to keep focus on what we're doing in the art, this art, and learn more, the philosophy, the background, what other people have taught, what other people do, right? We want that. We absolutely want that. There is no point, my own opinion, there is no point in learning if we only learn one thing. Okay? If I'm it, that's not enough. It's not. I've never made a claim that I know everything. I'm not going to ever claim that I know everything. I'm just not. I'm an expert in a few things, but I don't claim to know everything. So looking at the philosophy, this idea of heaven and earth, yin and yang, open and closed, as we move through that, this, I'm looking for one of my books here, not in this room, the foundations, here it is. It's in Chinese, sorry. Bagua! That, again, that sense of, I want to look at all these things. I'm curious. I want to find out. Do it. Don't let that muddle, don't let that interfere with practice. And how do we pay attention to that, right? This idea, I was going back and forth on this, right? As we're moving, we can do this with me. As we're moving, that sense of settle, collect, and go. You want to carry that through the movement with the idea, again, with the idea that this is a martial art. It's not go wave your hands and do whatever. It has foundation principles that we want to apply. This settling, sink, use the lower tantien, open the waist, turn the back, use what you got as we're moving. The more we develop that skill, the more curious we get about what are these trigram things, and what's that mean, and what about this, and what are we doing over there, and why is this the little sister, and why is that the older sister? That, each of the directions, older sister, younger brother, older brother. We have this representation gives us an insight that we can apply to the martial art. They're not the same. So we can't take this thing over here and put it on this and say, okay, now that's it. Doesn't work that way. This is over here, and this is over here. This belongs here, and this belongs here. And there's a part where they do come together, right? We do bring them together, but they're still separate. That is something that I insist on for folks who are learning whichever system they're learning, so I'm going to clarify that. I taught open class for several years. Everybody come, we're going to practice, we're going to do some basics, and then we're going to do whatever you're going to work on. So Students come to class, we do some basics, and then these folks over here, they want to learn Tai Chi. These folks over here want to learn Bagua. These folks over here want to learn Xingyi. All right? Y'all go practice. I go around to each group and give some instructions. Corrections, more instruction. Here's the next move. There's the next few moves. Here's what you need to do to correct that stance. Here's what you need to do in your turns, right? Each person, I asked them, pick one. Want to learn all three? I learned all three. I learned more than all three, right? But pick one. Focus on that. Focus on that. Until you get comfortable with it. Now, I can see whether or not you're comfortable with it. If I can physically see you, I can see if you're comfortable or not. Okay. The point at which you are very comfortable with whatever it is you're doing, that's the point that you have to learn something else. And not muddle it. You have to know what this is. You have to know what this is. The same as I'm talking about this dynamic goes with Bagua, this dynamic goes with Xingyi, this dynamic goes with Tai Chi. The same idea behind goes with Bagua. You've got a dynamic that goes with. We need to pay attention to it. As we develop that skill, other things, but in Tai Chi we have yin and yang. In Bagua we have yin and yang. In Xingyi we have yin and yang. They're different. How we use those energies is different. What we do in the form to develop those skills is different. All right. In the opening, we're here. I'm going to turn around. We're going to do this together. We're here. Stand straight. Open. And come back around. I'm going to do this facing the wall over here. And we'll go to both sides. Pay attention to keeping your body straight as you turn. So, this turns. Feet together, stand straight. I'm going to go to the left side first. Stand straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink. Open the left. Turn around. Look behind you. Again. Feet together, stand straight. Ready. Sink. Turn. And no, I didn't come out of it yet. Just one more. Stand straight. And turn. All right. This time, same direction. Open. Sink. Turn. Open. Again. Breathe. Sink. Turn. Open. Last time. And we're going to do the other side. Sink. Turn. Open. Pay attention to where your weight is. Pay attention to how you carry that turn. Go to the right. So 3 times. 3 plus 3. Ready. Open. And turn. Ready. Sink. Open. Close. One more. Sink. And open the hands. Ready? Turn. Open. Ready? Right foot open. One more. Sink, open, close, open. Center over the sustaining leg. This one, whichever one is planted. Just checking. All right. I did some work on the machine this morning and yesterday. So far, it's been okay. A couple of blips, but generally it's been okay. These methods, so we're going to wrap up here. Let's do one more time, both sides, walk the circle. Stand straight, feet together, hands at your sides. Salute. Ready? Breathe. And breathe in, sink. Turn. Come around. Walk circle. Plant the right. Close. Up. Out. Close. And come around. Walk. Plant the left. Come around. Up. Out. And close. Open to the center. That pattern. Come around, turn. Go around the other way, and turn. And keep going. 8 to each side would be good. You can do more. The more you walk the circle, the easier it is to not have to pay attention to what your feet are doing, right? This is, again, this part of that building skill. We walk the circle, we walk the circle, we walk the circle. We get so that it's easy to walk the circle. You see what I did with my heel? I do that all the time. I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to go back to the right. Bagua. It's not obvious, but it's there. If you know what to look for. That's part of what we really want to pay attention to, is the stuff that's not obvious, the stuff that we really want to look for. In the internal arts, that not visible. It's not invisible. I can see it. I've taught my students how to see it. That's part of what I'm showing you. This is what to look for. It's not invisible, but you have to know what to look for. If you don't, hey, you know, well, she just turned around. What? Do you see what I did with my foot? It's not obvious. It's subtle. Everything we have in the internal arts has that subtle energy behind it. And again, we're just getting started with Bagua. I have not talked about the internal workmanship yet. I haven't. Negung, internal workmanship. That part of the breath and the energy, and using the small heavenly circle as part of what we're doing with the whole body. Using the lower Tantien, the two swimming fish. That's why they go in two different, the lower Tantien, the yin fish and the yang fish that swim together, right? And swim like this. They don't separate, they're always together. And they can go in different directions. They don't have, they're always together. Just like their hands are always together, right? They can go in different directions. Or they can go together. we decide as we bring that energy through the mood. The biggest mistake is only paying attention to the extremities. That we look, oh, what's her foot doing? Here's the foot. Okay, I got to put my foot there. I'm paying attention to that. No. Hip. It's not the foot, it's the hip. Okay? Hands. It's not really the hands, it's the lower dantian that turns. That emphasis comes from here. It does not come from here. It doesn't come from here either. It doesn't come from here. It doesn't come from here. Even though those are the connection points through the arm, that's not where it comes from. If we don't pay attention to that, we end up with arms and legs that are moving and they're following a pattern, but the form seems empty. There's no substance to it. You don't feel that there's some energy there. Let's put my hands there. I didn't just put my hands there. Just put the hands. And let me change that. Just put my hands there. A little bit. We want to be able to use that. That's part of the energy that we're building up as we're walking the circle. So when we stop, bring it in, send it out. And I've exaggerated that move deliberately. Smaller. Same idea, a little more energy. Smaller takes more energy and is harder to do. Yeah, it's part of human and part of physics. It's just the way that it works. The effort to center through the lower dantian. Keep the hips open. Keep the legs flexible. Allow the legs to move under you. Turn through the waist. Turn the whole body. As we move, that sense of placement, and I'll talk about this more another time, that sense of quiet. There's a part of being very noisy. I'm being very noisy. Being as noisy as I can be, right? Being quiet. A little bit of difference. It's subtle. We want to pay attention to that. All right, I'm going to stop here for today. I will be back with more or less the same material. We're still working on the first palm change tomorrow. Next week, I'm going to introduce second palm change. Pay attention to the stepping method. Pay attention to keeping your body straight. Pay attention to how we turn and what happens with that energy as we turn. Pull it in, send it out. That circle, pay attention to that as well. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. And very much thanks for the question. I appreciate that so much.